Alright guys, so Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom came out, which I want to talk about the franchise before I mention this movie. And the Jurassic Park franchise I enjoy. I think the first one is a fantastic movie, and all the sequels to me never reached the height of the first one, but they're all fun in their own right. And I felt the way about this one, but I feel like this might be my least favorite or second least favorite. It's between this one and the third one, because this movie is very visually cool, visually pleasing. It's got some good action. The action scenes in this movie are great. I think that the way they incorporate it is great. It makes the action, I feel like, a lot of the time goes akin to like the first one. And there's a lot of moments where I'm like, that feels like the first film. And I'm not talking about like the volcano scene that's in the trailer, because that's not like the first one. But the action, I think, is fun, and I think that it doesn't do anything original. And I feel like this is almost exactly, in a way, like every sequel, where it's just dinosaurs get loose. They've got to go out and get them. And that, to me, just made this movie it's perfectly fine for a dumb blockbuster, because after the first one, they all are pretty much really dumb blockbusters. And I think that this one is definitely the one that suffers the most, because I thought the humor in this was really awful. Like, there were a lot of jokes where I'm just like, did I really just hear that? Like, seriously? Like, I understand putting jokes in for this type of audience, but like, humor to me is one of the things I hate the most when it's done badly to me, in my opinion. Like, for example, Pacific Rim Uprising, which came out this year too, which the humor in that, for me personally, felt so phoned in, so humor that's been done in every single type of blockbuster that I see. And this is definitely the same case, where it's literally the same type of jokes, the same type of stupid humor that doesn't make anything different about it. And I know that you can argue things like Marvel do that too, but I love Marvel and enjoy those movies more in just terms of how they work with each character. And in this movie, the characters, like they're not the worst thing ever, but they're not great or good. Like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, again, Owen and Claire, they both, like, they broke up apparently after the end of the last one, and I don't think they said that in the movie. I can't remember in the first Jurassic World, but in this one they're broken up. So then they kind of join together, and this isn't a spoiler, but they make a big kiss in the movie like they did in the last one, and it felt so unearned. Like, I was like, because they both, like, the way Claire reacts and the way Owen reacts to each other, it's so weird. Like, Owen is just kind of, and I know this is supposed to be his character, he's supposed to be a dumb, sexist person, and like, but I felt like it just kind of went like the last one, just, it's stupid to be stupid. And then I feel like, yeah, sexism isn't right, but I feel like it could be interpreted way better in a better movie. The jokes in this, just of him, like, ogling her, I thought was really weird. Like, there was a scene where, like, they're sleeping in this place, and them and a group of other people, because they were taken to somewhere else, and then Owen just, like, sniffs her hair, like, really weirdly, and I'm like, that doesn't sit right with me. And I know it's supposed to be his character, I know it's supposed to be stupid, but I felt like in this day and age, it's like, even if you do use sexism in a movie, I feel like it could be interpreted better, in a better way. And in this one, it just was really odd. It didn't work for me, like the last one. And it's more apparent in this one, because they literally don't act like they love each other and then immediately kiss. And it's out of nowhere and so forced. I'm just like, that is so weird. So the jokes are really not good. I really didn't like the jokes in this movie, and you don't have to do that in this type of movie. And they didn't always do that in the first one. And I know, like characters in the first movie were like this. Like, they could be weird and, like, say inappropriate things, but, like, I felt like it was better written, and it was way more interesting with those characters and how they were perceived in the first one. And in this one, it just felt kind of creepy, just like in the last one. So the writing, I mean, the jokes and the, I guess the jokes and the writing are the worst things about this movie for me. But on the other note, I think that these type of movies, like Godzilla, like King Kong, like these movies, and Jurassic Park, like these movies are all supposed to be, like, they're not going to be anything groundbreaking in terms of the characters or in terms of the writing. So I felt like it gave a little bit of a handicap to this because I didn't like the writing or the characters, but the action was fine. I thought that they did a good job of it. I thought they did a good job of alluding to the first one in a way that didn't seem too on the nose in terms of some of the action sequences. The action was filmed fine, but just the writing and the characters weren't good, and the humor wasn't good. So I don't know. It really annoyed me, and it's not like it's the worst movie ever. Not in any way at all. It's just. And I know, and like I said, I know this is supposed to be this type of monster movie where the writing and the characters are not supposed to be anything, but it just kind of annoyed me in this one. Not, like, extremely, but I'm like, okay, that's just really weird and really far-fetched with these characters. But, like, the acting's fine. Like, these actors are fine. They just have a lot of weird writing, like the last one and a couple of the other sequels, and it's like, you could do better with the writing. Make this, and I know it's a summer blockbuster. I know it's not supposed to be anything special in terms of like writing or character, but this is just one that bugged me in terms of that, and it just really annoyed me. But there are things I do like about this movie. Like I said, the action's fine. It's filmed good. The movie looks good. The other story, which I won't spoil here, there's like two stories that concurrently happen at the same time. I thought that was done kind of cool, and I thought, even though at first the reveal, I didn't get it, whenever I realized what the reveal was, I was like, okay, that's kind of a cool reveal and kind of a cool thing. And the ending of the movie, without spoiling it, does do something different than the other Jurassic Park movies. It literally, I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it. It literally, like, opens up to so many different possibilities that you would not expect in these movies. So I liked that. I thought that was enjoyable, and I thought that was fun. But like I said, the writing and the characters and the jokes just are really bad, but the action is great, and just it looks great, and I think that doing, like, the story at its basics is fine. It's just the writing is so stupid to me. And not in a way where I enjoyed it. I just thought it was really bad. But for this movie, personally, it bugged me in that way. But overall, this movie is perfectly fine for a blockbuster, a summer blockbuster. Like, I'm gonna watch it again. Like, I didn't hate it or despise it. I just thought it didn't grip me as much as the first one, like all of these sequels do. And none of them are like the worst thing ever, but this is definitely one of my least favorites, this or the third one. I don't know which one to choose because they both have their major downs. But there's still great things about it. Like I said, it's got a lot of things I like, a lot of things I dislike. It's just a very meh movie, very in between, very adequate summer blockbuster that, to me, never reached the height of the first one, but who would have thought it would anyways. So overall, this movie was just really, really average.